Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Francesca Lappin.
And I'm student meteorologist Michael Anand.
So we had a wonderful day today, really your first nice, crisp, cool fall day that we all have been waiting for. Did you enjoy waking up to just chilly 40-degree temperatures this morning?
Oh yeah, it was really cold this morning. We actually got into the 30s this morning. Tallahassee, the airport reported a low of 39 this morning, which was our first sub 40 since April.
I woke up and my room was 62 degrees, like the inside of my room. So that was a little bit tricky to get out of bed, but you know, I can't complain. I didn't have to use a fan.
Yeah, unlike yesterday, it actually warmed up rather quickly. Like we're in the 70s right now, and that tells you when this air is so dry, you can warm up really quickly, but you can also cool down really quickly.
Yeah, it's a constant temperature change. You really got to dress in layers like an onion.
Yep.
An onion has layers. And so other than that, it's going to be a beautiful next couple of days, and we're going to keep getting the cold temperatures, and then we're going to throw it off to the wall with our overview.
Right here is the front that just passed through that gave us these really nice and cool temperatures. Taking a look at our 3-day forecast. Tomorrow, a high of 79 and a low of 46. Saturday, we're looking at a 70% chance of rain. This is the next front that is moving into our area. Rain will start to pick up Saturday afternoon and stick around until Sunday morning. Now look at this high on Sunday, 64 and a low of 48 degrees. So we're going to be seeing beautiful cold conditions if you're into that. For now, let's head back over to the desk.
Thank you, Brittany. We have an interesting couple of days coming up, but we're actually going to go over, every week we try to do a different state in the country, and we'll give a weather forecast on that. Last week,
North Dakota was last week. Sorry, really excited about North Dakota. And then this week is Washington with Francesca. You'll see that later in the show.
Yeah, so actually we're going to choose a new one for next week. We'll give a little bit of drum roll, and it's going to be New Jersey. So New Jersey next week. We'll give a full forecast on that on next Thursday's show.
Yes, and it's an interesting state. We'll learn more about it next week, I guess.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I've never actually been to New Jersey. I'm pretty sure.
I've driven through it. I've driven through the turnpike up there. It was kind of interesting.
How was it?
It was a little expensive, definitely going through that area.
Yeah, like the tolls. I don't have that where I'm from, but the first time I saw that was in Florida. But I guess we'll learn more about it next week.
Yeah, and actually we're going to get a local forecast from Michael right now.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that forecast in New Jersey. I'm actually from New Jersey, for your information. So, one second, we're having some issue. There we go. So our almanac today, we started out at, again, 39 degrees. It was our first sub 40 since April. It actually is closer to our record low than it was to our average. And we did warm up quickly with ample sunshine and low humidity and drier air. We were able to warm up very quickly to 73 degrees right now. And currently we are actually at 72. The dew point is really low and the humidity is low. That just tells you how dry this air is. Honestly, that air is so dry you actually need to put chapstick on. And the wind is lower at the south, and it's coming from the southeast at 3 miles per hour. Current temperatures across the region, we have 70s across the board, except for Carabel, which is at 69 degrees. And current dew points, again, those dew points are really low with that cold front moving through. On Monday, 30s mainly across the board, and then a couple of 40s here, 42 in Panama City and 44 in Meridian. Satellite and radar, there's nothing to show here because high pressure is dominating. The air is so dry that no showers and thunderstorms can form in our region. 24-hour temperature change shows that we have warmed up compared to yesterday, and it will continue to warm up even tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be close to 80, ahead of that next cold front that will arrive on Saturday. And if you have any plans tonight, it is going to be cooling down rather quickly with clear skies, low wind, allow that radiation to escape up into the atmosphere. By midnight, we'll be at 54 degrees, and tomorrow we'll start out in the 40s again. For Friday, we will start in the 40s, as I said, but you want to take off those layers pretty quickly, as it will be 79 degrees on Friday, close to 80. And our 5-day forecast is showing that we have that warm Friday at 79. The cold front will arrive on Saturday, and we will cool down rather dramatically, 64 on Sunday. What I wanted to point out, that low on Monday will be in the 30s again, and then by then we'll warm up again in the mid-70s on Tuesday. Now let's send it off to Francesca with Southeast.
Thank you, Michael. These are really the forecasts I like giving, I like hearing, because they really have a nice ring to them, nice cool temperatures. You're not going to be sticky, not going to be too hot. You can wear what you want. It's that fall spirit. So all over, we have a beautiful rainbow of temperatures across the Southeast, where we have 72 here in Tallahassee, upwards of 79 in Shreveport, Louisiana, and even Orlando has some nice temperatures of 70 there, and then Savannah, nice. It's overall nice cool temperatures, upper 60s, lower 70s. And our lows for tonight are pretty mild for fall, I would say. We have 39 is actually the lowest in the area for us in Tallahassee, and the highest with Shreveport, or actually Key West. They're usually warmer than everyone else, but that 61 in Miami is certainly a welcome change to my South Floridian friends. But all over we have those lower lows in the north. And then current dew points, pretty dry in our area. We have a little bit more moisture coming towards over here where the high pressure system is starting to burn off just a little bit. And as well as we have this cold front that you can see finally moving out, has a beautiful sharp definition. And then the rest, crystal clear skies because of that high pressure system. And once again, you can see the sharp divide of this cold front that had passed through. You can see a lot of moisture right on the cloud layer, and then a lot of dry air right behind it. Our futurecast is looking pretty empty. We have a little bit of showers down over the ocean, but pretty crystal clear skies for all of us and all of our neighbors around the Southeast. Shreveport, we have a chance of storms tomorrow, just that cold front passage. It's going to be 77 tomorrow, and after that the highs are going to be a little bit lower than usual, and the lows are going to be nice and chilly. Nashville, we have a similar story. We have chance of storm probably Friday night and Saturday as it passes through, and then we have that sharp decline in temperature. You go from 71 on Friday to high of 48 on Saturday. Take note, Nashville, it's going to get chilly. As for Little Rock, I think this is the most significant change. As we have that frontal passage go through, we have the the low for the day is 51, then the high the next day is 48. It just keeps getting colder and colder, and then it'll stay cold. In Jackson, Mississippi, we have a nice Sunday or Saturday. Nice Saturday. It's going to be crystal clear skies, but you got to get through that Friday first with those 50% chance of storms, high of 63, and then it's going to cool down to a high of 58 on Saturday, and that cloud bank is actually going to warm up the high for Sunday a little bit to 64, but keep that low chilly at 34. Tonight's forecast, we have a little bit warmer temperatures than last night. We have in the lower 50s and upper 40s around most of the state and most of the Southeast. And then for tomorrow's forecast, similar today, just a little bit warmer, pretty sunny skies. But right now we're going to pass it off to Michael in the lab.
Thanks, Francesca. So earlier this week, the first significant cold front moved through the entire state of Florida. And so what does that mean is that it honestly signifies that it's the beginning of the dry season in Florida. In Florida, we have the dry season, which runs through November and April, and the wet season, which runs from April through October. So in the dry season, again, we have cold fronts sweeping through the entire state. And what that allows to do, it allows the air to dry out, get rid of any of that high dew points and low and high humidity. And what it honestly does is it causes lower precipitation amounts for the late fall and early winter. And let's show you what the wet season looks like. In the wet season, we have the humidity building and the dew points rising. There are no cold fronts that come this far south. The upper level patterns are too weak during this time of year. So all these pop-up thunderstorms come up during the afternoon due to the sea breeze. And honestly, it really makes a difference, these wet and dry seasons. This past dry season last year was one of the driest and warmest on record. And if it wasn't for the wet season, Florida would have remained in a drought. And it was one of the wettest wet seasons on record for the state. So now let's send it off to the, back to the wall with Ariana at Look at National.
Right now it's going through New York, but it just went past us, and we will see another cold front coming in later in the week. And around the country, we could see that the weather up north that's actually some snow up there if you look at it, because that cold front just came through up there. So you're going to see later in the show that there are some winter weather warnings up there in the Dakotas. So if you want to look out for that, if you like snow, go to the North Dakota right now. There's snow up there. But you can see the snow coming in from Canada going down south towards the United States. And back around to New York, this cold front that came through earlier for us on Monday is going through New York right now. That's what shows all the storms going up through there. So there is a lot of rain up there. There may be some warnings up there. We'll see that later, but there may be some flood watches. So keep in mind for that. Stay safe. Those are serious things. So as you can see, the temperature change. Denver, 50-degree temperature change because that cold front just went through there. I know it was like 80 degrees earlier this week, and now it said it was 33. So that is a huge temperature change. That cold front is coming through to us later this week around Friday night to Saturday. So we'll be expecting some more drop later in the week. But right now, Memphis is pretty warm. There's 14. The change, it hasn't come through yet, but it's coming. So it's going to be cooler again if you like the cold weather. You can see this water vapor over here. That is the cold front that just came through on Monday, and then you can see the one up here coming down. That is the rain that you saw earlier, but it is coming towards us. But it is mostly dry with us right now. And here's the watches and warnings. As you can see, up north and by Minneapolis, let's see what we have here. We got probably a winter storm warning. But it's probably from the snow, but it could be a winter storm warning or watch, which is exciting if you like snow. But we have this front approaching, as I said earlier. It's coming in through Friday, and then it will be here around Saturday. And now we are going to hand it back to Francesca.
Thank you, Ariana. On this, where in the world is FSU weather? We are taking it to Washington, the state, not the district. And so in Washington right now, it is crystal clear skies. They should be called the Sunshine State for today. And we have just not much on the radar. The lows are honestly kind of similar to ours. And so we have lows in 34 in Spokane and all the way up to 51 in Vancouver and Goldendale. It's a little bit warmer to the south. And the high today, or the current temperature, we have warmer temperatures in Vancouver and Goldendale, similar, and then downwards of 54 in Spokane as the low and 57 upper. Basically, across the state, we have 60s and 50s temperatures, pretty typical for this time of year for Washington. Dew points, not very high. It's a little bit dry, except for towards the south. You actually have this nice sharp definition of a change, and that would be the mountain range that is seated right in the center of, or towards the west of Washington. All over, the winds are variable, pretty light, nothing really significant. And Spokane, we have just a nice temperature, is pretty much a constant forecast for the next 3 days. A little bit of fog on Saturday, highs of 61. And similar story in Richland, high of 61, lows in the 30s, fog all morning, sunny skies. And in Seattle, we have, once again, sunny skies, mid or 60s for the highs and lows in the 40s. And now we're going to hand it off to Jennifer.
Thank you, Francesca. We're going to take a look around the tri-state area right now here in the southeast. 39 degrees was our today low temperature. So this morning we did see low temperature around 39 degrees, and in some rural areas actually around 38 degrees near Tallahassee Regional Airport. Gainesville seeing temperatures of 42 degrees, saw a low temperature of 42 degrees this morning. So we definitely felt that those low temperatures earlier today. Today's high temperatures, we definitely heated up throughout the day. So if you're wearing if you're wearing a sweater in the morning, you probably took it off in the later afternoon. 73 degrees was our high for Tallahassee, 73 in Dothan, and 73 over in Pensacola. So we definitely saw temperatures ranging in the low 70s for our highs. And the reason why we're getting such cool temperatures for this time of year is because we have a high pressure system that's over our area, and it's giving us very cool nights for the morning with these clear skies, calm winds, and just a low humidity, which is making it feel dry outside. We saw temperatures, low temperatures, especially this morning, are around 39 degrees for Tallahassee, and 46 degrees is our low for tomorrow morning. Current conditions across the tri-state area, 72 degrees here in Tallahassee right now, 72 in Albany, and 68 degrees in Gainesville, but we're seeing clear skies because of this high pressure that's over our area. And as we take a look at the relative humidity, the reason why we're seeing these clear skies is because there's not a lot of humidity in the atmosphere to give us any cloud cover right now. So we're seeing these low humidity levels across the tri-state area. Winds are showing around, varying in many different areas, coming out of the west in Dothan at 7 miles per hour and coming out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour out of Panama City near the coast out there. And for tonight, expect it to cool off definitely quickly. By later after the show, it'll be about 65 degrees for 7 p.m. and will cool down a little bit, especially by midnight. It'll be about 54 degrees is our low for tonight. Will be our temperature around midnight. With these clear skies, we're definitely going to cool off a little bit. Expect for tomorrow, your planner for tomorrow, 46 degrees is when you wake up in the morning. It's going to be a little bit cooler. Expect it not to be as cold as last night, but we'll definitely see it 46 degrees there. And by noon and afternoon hours, we're going to see about 75 degrees will be our high for tomorrow. So we'll definitely see that temperature change throughout the day. Taking a look in the national forecast, this weekend we're expecting this cold front to come through our area as the last cold front from earlier this week pushes on out. We'll see these cold temperatures moving on through with this cold front coming. And as we take a look at the 5-day temperature change, expect Saturday to Sunday, we're going to see a little bit of a dip in weather, especially compared to these averages. The average about 81 degrees is our high and about 57 degrees for our low. And with that, we're going to take it back to Sammy at the desk.
Thank you, Jennifer. We are going to take a look around our southeast coast, but it is focusing on coastal flooding, which is very important for Miami, which is ranked number 2 to go up by 2050. And that was ranked by Climate Central, and it is the U.S. cities most vulnerable to coastal flooding. So sea level predictions are expected to rise due to climate change, and populations are at risk to respond to environmental hazards and socio-economic variables. New York City is among the cities, and it is number 1, and Miami is number 2. We also have Hialeah in there, so 2 through 10 are in Florida, actually. So it is something to look out for. But now we're going to take it off with Jennifer in the lab.
Thank you, Sammy. And every week we ask you a trivia question on our Twitter page. And this week our trivia question is, For today, October 26th, is when was the latest sub 40-degree temperature reading after summer ends at Tallahassee Airport? Your three choices are October 2nd, 1984, December 26, 1948, November 21st, 1973, or September 30th, 2002. So go on to our Twitter page and we'll and vote for which one you think is the correct answer, and we'll tell you next week on what it is. And with that, we're actually going to send it out to the wall with Sammy for a look at some outdoor events happening this weekend.
Thank you, Jennifer. We are going to talk about football. Who doesn't love the Dolphins? They are going to be tonight around 8:25 p.m. We have a high of only 54 degrees, so it will be chilly if you are planning of going to that game. And it is a color rush game, so make sure you have the right colors for that game. But focusing on FSU, tonight at 7 p.m., we have a game against the Central Missouri Mules, and that is an exhibition game, but it will be very cool to go to. Temperatures will stick around 65 degrees, and there will be just a calm wind. Nothing to worry about, but you may need a jacket. And you may need a jacket if you are going to the women's soccer game, and that is also at 7 p.m., so it will be around 54 degrees at the Riggs Field. And this is the final regular season game, so make sure you head out to see your last women's game. We also have an event in Kentucky. It will be 63 degrees, and it's tomorrow all day long, and it is the ACC Championship, but there's a big chance of rain, so make sure you have an umbrella if you are planning on going to that game or that event in Kentucky. And we have our FSU football team, 52 degrees. It will be tomorrow at 8 p.m., and it is versus Boston College at the Alumni Stadium. So make sure you check out your Knowles tomorrow and watch that game, even though it is in Massachusetts, but check your local channels. We also have a swim and dive team meet Saturday around 11 a.m., and it will be 80 degrees and just a light wind, but that will be at Arizona State. Also, we have the Science Festival. Come learn about science. The meteorology AMS will be there. It will be 67 degrees, and there's only a 60% chance of rain, but it's at the Kleeman Plaza, so make sure you go check that out. Bring your kids. Very interesting to go check out. And we could take a look at our volleyball game, and that we have two games coming on, and that will be Friday versus North Carolina, and North Carolina State will be Saturday. 75 degrees, and then it will drop all the way down to 59 degrees, so it will get a little chillier by Saturday. And let's look at that golf index. It will be absolutely beautiful. 5 is the golf index for tomorrow. Absolutely beautiful out for tomorrow. In that 5-day forecast, we have that front coming through Saturday into Sunday, and our temperatures are slowly going to get colder, but now we are going to take a look at the local. What do we have, Brittany?
Thank you, Sammy. So today's almanac. Today we saw a high of 73, and we saw a low of 39 this morning. Now these are both below our average, so it's feeling a lot cooler than usual this time of year. We got pretty close to our record low at 33 degrees. Currently in Tallahassee, the temperature is 72 degrees. We're under partly cloudy skies. That dew point is at 38 degrees and the humidity at 29%. Again, this is very, very dry conditions outside. Winds out of the southeast at 3 miles per hour. Taking a look at the current satellite and radar, it's very dry outside. We have that high pressure dominating after that cold front moved by. So we're looking at clear skies throughout the southeast. Again, currently in Tallahassee, it is 72 degrees, a little cooler down the coast, 69 down in Carabel, and 70 in Thomasville. And currently, the humidity is 29% in Tallahassee. This is like chapstick weather. You need to stock up on that. A little more humid down at the coast, 63 in Carabel, but 27 in Mariana. It's very, very, very dry outside. Currently, the winds are pretty light everywhere. We're looking at a 3 miles per hour out of the southeast for Tallahassee, 0 in Perry, and also 0 in Quincy. So just not much really going on as far as winds. Now here is where the front is currently situated that will be moving through Saturday evening. This is where you're going to see your showers and thunderstorms working its way closer to us. This is where it will be about Friday, bringing those storms into Tennessee, down into Louisiana. And then on Saturday, we'll have that chance of rain for storms coming into our area, lasting until about Sunday morning, and then that front is going to move through. Now tonight's forecast, we're going to see a low of 46. Because of those clear conditions, we're going to cool off very, very quickly. The winds are also very calm, allowing the air to cool down. And for tomorrow, when you wake up for that 8 a.m. class, it's going to be pretty cold. Now layers will be the key throughout the day because we're going to warm up very quickly. We're going to be at 72 degrees at around the afternoon. And then by 4 o'clock, we're almost at 80 degrees. Now this is another very big temperature change like we saw today. And for the week ahead, again, we'll have that high of 79 tomorrow. We're going to warm up. Saturday is when that front is going to come through. We'll have a 70% chance of rain. The rain will start to wear off Sunday morning, and we're only going to see that high of 64. And throughout the rest of the week, it's going to look amazing. Halloween will have very nice conditions, sunny and 75, a low of 42. And then we're going to begin to warm back up again. Now let's take it back to the desk with Jennifer and Sammy to close out the show.
Thank you, Brittany. We're certainly going to see some weather changes going on throughout the next few days, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. It will be pretty nice out, though. I mean, I'm excited for the colder temperatures. I could throw on my sweater. I've been really wanting to do that lately.
I know. I had to wear layers today because it ended up being a little bit warmer by the afternoon. So.
I know. I was just constantly taking off my sweatshirt and putting it back on.
Yeah, so we're taking a look at the week ahead. Expect a front to come through over the weekend. We could see rain chances. We will see rain chances increasing about 70%. For Saturday, and that high around 77 degrees. And by Sunday, rain chances start to decrease. We'll probably see that in the morning hour, rain chances in the morning hours. But we're definitely going to see those temperatures dip a little bit like we saw earlier this week.
Yeah, definitely. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, plenty of sun hidden behind that pumpkin. Tuesday will be beautiful for trick-or-treating as well.
It will be. And you can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU Weather. Tweet us.
Or like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/FSU Weather. And we also, hopefully you're watching us live on YouTube/FSU Weather Live.
Yes, and you can also follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather. Tag us in any of your weather photos that you have. Yeah. And also tweet at us because we love to answer your questions about anything, really.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll give you your local weather updates.
And with that, I'm student meteorologist Jennifer Collins.
And I'm student meteorologist Sammy Squires.
Have a wonderful evening.